All right, we're back with another Pick'em video. It has been a little bit, but we're going to dive into the NBA playoffs. We got, Game 3, the finals tonight, and then I'm also going to be talking about some WNBA in this one as well. We're going to start with the WNBA. A lot of those games, I guess all three of them start at like 10 p.m. Eastern time, so plenty of time to get some plays in for those. I think I've got 4 plays I'm going to talk about, and then we will talk about 1 or 2 plays in the NBA slate. So excited to jump back into things. Haven't been uploading in a while. Going to try to get back on the grind. Obviously, at this point in the season, it's a little bit of a lull in terms of the main sports that we attack over here. I'm trying to do some baseball a little bit more. I'm also experimenting a lot more with positive EB betting and a lot of arbitrage betting as well. So excited to show you guys some of that stuff. We've been still grinding out. It's not like I've just stopped betting. And I'm going to show you the charts of what we got going on in June so far, and on both sports bets like game bets and also player props like we always do on this channel. So we're going to talk about player props like we usually do, but again, over the next few weeks, definitely into the next football, basketball season, we're going to be doing a lot more EV betting, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy that. So let's hop into what we got going on for today. So let's do that right now. Just want to show you guys how we're doing in June, and we've been killing it. So love to see that. Again, haven't missed a beat. It's not like I haven't been doing stuff in the shadows here over in the Discord. We still make plays every single day. So if you want to get into a really fun community where you get access to all my plays, links in the description down below for that. Let's hop into Props Madness, start talking about some WNBA. And then again, if you're here for the NBA plays, those will come near the end of the video. All right, so hopping over to Props Madness, this is the best tool that you can research plays for yourself in the NBA realm and the WNBA realm. They give you so much information. We're going to dive into a lot of these different filters and things like that throughout the video. And again, if you want to check out Props Madness, you can get a free week. Use my link in the description down below. It's code RICH when you sign up. You get that free week. You also get 25% off your first month or your first year. And again, just going to let the tool do its talking for me, just because it's super, super powerful, and it's a lot of fun to use too if you're really into researching plays. So we're going to start with Kelsey Plum going up against the Aces, her old team. She did play this team once before already this season. Again, if you're also wondering, why I'm making WNBA content, because of how much movement there was in the league, I wanted to wait until there was about 10 games played for each team, and that's where we're at the point of the season. We got a lot more, historical data for this season to look at, how teams defending certain areas, how players are scoring in certain areas. There was just so much movement, so many trades, an expansion team added, that I wanted to wait for the time to be right, and where we had enough data to look at. So we're gonna be attacking Kelsey Plum, 19.5 points. I am looking at the over here. Now it's a 50% hit rate. She didn't go over last time she played this team. So why are we looking at today? And it's really because the interview, or the post-game interview press conference that she had last game, she really, really voiced her frustrations of not getting the calls that she should be getting, it seems. She said she went to the free throw line 6 times. She's getting hacked every time to the floor, and she was really frustrated. She practically almost to tears there. So for a team, with the Sparks, LA, and the best player on the team voicing that concern, in the NBA, that typically would go to, hey, this guy's probably going to get, the calls, the good whistle for the coming game. And she's playing her old team, the Aces, in Las Vegas. This is a great game for her to shoot a lot of the times. And again, if she gets that healthy whistle, maybe get to the free throw line even a little bit more. So the last game she played these guys, 19 field goals attempted. So I like the volume there. Did get to the free throw line only twice, so 4-4 from there. Did not shoot well from 3. Now this is a pretty good defense overall, particularly very mediocre defenses in a lot of ways that she scores the ball. But the pick and roll ball handling defense is what's been lacking for them. They ranked 9th out of 13 teams so far this season. And if Kelsey Plum can get to the rack, get some foul calls, and put some baskets in, at better than a 32% clip like she did last game, I think we're looking at a 20-plus point game here. Going back to the way she scores the ball, pick and roll ball handling, we just mentioned, 9th ranked overall. And then free throws, they are a pretty good defense in terms of not allowing a lot of free throws, ranked 3rd. But again, we hope that she gets a nice healthy whistle and maybe gets an extra, 2 points there would be great. Transitionally, that would be her 3rd best scoring option. They rank 11th there. So in terms of the top 3 ways she scores the ball, 2 of them are great matchups for her. And the free throws one, she's coming off a berate to the referees, and maybe a message to the league that maybe she gets some more foul calls today. So 50% hit rate overall. I think she's going to have a bounce back performance here. If they can keep it closer than 15 points, they lost by 15 points last time. It is a 9-point spread. If they can keep this game a little bit closer, maybe a few more minutes on the court as well, but she's just got to shoot better, be aggressive like she has been, and have a bounce back performance against her old team. So I think Kelsey Plum's going to have the most volume here. I do like the volume she had last game, so that's not deterring me in going to this at all. You just got to hope there's no super blowout here, and Plum can get to the line 6-7 times would be great. Moving along to the next play here, it's going to be Alyssa Thomas for her assists. Now it's at 7.0 on a lot of DFS platforms like PrizePicks, Underdog. It's at 6.5 for heavily juiced money at -154 on the over, but we're looking at the over. You can find this also at 7.5 for some plus money. I think Alyssa Thomas comes in here. She has missed a few games in a row with a calf strain, I believe, but she just has a perfect matchup. Now, hopefully she doesn't come in here and, play 20 minutes or so. Hopefully she gets her normal run. But even if she doesn't, I think she's going to be able to take advantage of this defense overall because of how weak it is in terms of how she gets assists and where, they give up a lot of assists. So overall assists allowed, they give up the number one. This Wings team gives up a ton of assists. Defensive rating, they're ranked 11th. Defensive rating to position, so getting assists for the positional player that Alyssa Thomas is, 11th ranked there as well. And then defensive rating towards her dominant assist zone, also ranked 11th. So you can see where she gets a lot of assists, a lot of above the break, that's ranked 11th. 40% of her assists come from there, 23% come inside, they're ranked 12th there, and then 15% come right in that mid-range, they're also ranked 12th there. You can see similar types of players are really positional players, a lot of players as well going over their assist line, 67% of them. Again, makes sense when the team gives up a lot of assists, and she hasn't played them so far this year, but she has played them in the past, and she's absolutely dominated them. 14 assists, 9 assists, and 14 assists. Obviously, a little bit different situation here on a different team. She's not in the Sun anymore, but same thing. Alyssa Thomas is a distributor at the end of the day. You could honestly maybe flirt with a little triple-double here. I was looking at her rebounding opportunities as well. I like both of them, but I'm going to land on the assists just because I think she's a facilitator at the end of the day. She is a larger, forward, I guess, a larger guard, whatever you want to call her, kind of like a Westbrook build in the NBA. But Alyssa Thomas, triple-double threat kind of, and whenever she steps on the court, definitely more elusive than in the NBA, but she could absolutely go out there and do something like that. But really liking her assists. You could mess around with her rebounds as well, but I really think she's got a perfect opportunity here, and this is like one of those perfect props madness plays. You can see where she gets assists. You can see where they're weak to assists. It's a perfect graph to look at. Similar types of players going over their thing. The only hesitancy here is the injury she's coming off of. Hopefully she can get 30-plus minutes, and if she does, I think she'll have no problem getting this. So Alyssa Thomas, 7 assists, 7.5 assists, 6.5 assists, whatever you find it. You could also go to rebounds at assists. That's something I was also looking at. But I think she's going to dominate this line if she can stay on the court a little bit longer than that 30-minute threshold or whatever it is. Just hopefully that injury doesn't deter her too much. But really liking Thomas here in this matchup. Moving to the next play here, it's going to be Kayla McBride, and I'm looking at her under 2.5 3-pointers made. Now, if you're looking at this graph and you look at the matchup she's got going on, and you can see the head-to-head matchups, even dating back to last year, she's crushed this team in terms of making 3-pointers, and it looks like a textbook trap play to me, especially where the lines have moved in this one. So looking at what we got available for a lot of these different books, a lot of these books, -154, -145, heavily favoring this under, and there's some plus money value on the over. And typically I'd probably look at this and be like, yeah, I want some plus money, value on the over, but I've been watching this line and some books just keep dropping it down. Like DraftKings a few minutes ago, or I guess like an hour ago at this point, was -125. FanDuel's at -130. Now both these lines have moved on the under even more, and that just makes me think a lot of sharp money's coming in on the under for this matchup, and Kayla McBride might not get there. Now, one of the few things I'm looking at is the fact that she is on the road. She has not shot as well on the road. If you look back at 2024, you can see the game she's over in 41% of those games. Away games, she's only over in 30%, so maybe that is a big indicator here. But at the same time, it might be matchup reasons. It might be, a change in the minutes that we might just not see on the floor just yet. But these are some things that I'm looking at a little bit stronger, and there's also a liquidity aspect to this. So this is something I've, again, haven't been uploading a lot in the past month or so, but something I've learned about is these exchanges that show line movements a lot better. So it's called ProfitX. There's one called Novig. You can, again, check out the links in the description if you want to check those out, but you can see the liquidity of these lines. Essentially, a lot of money is on the under on Kayla McBride, meaning there's a lot of liquidity on taking the over, saying show sharp bettors, sharp money is saying, yeah, go ahead and take the over. I'll give you $1,000 available to take the over. And that's kind of an indicator saying, yeah, something's up here. And this looks like a textbook trap play. So in terms of props madness, this one would say, hey, probably looking really good. But sometimes you got to look at some other stuff. And you considering they give you all of these different DraftKings and books and different types of plays, you can see the movement here. And a lot of these books are favoring the under here. So Kayla McBride, against my better judgment, looking at this graph, I've come to the realization that I think the under looking a whole lot better. I think there's a lot of sharp money coming in on the under, and if I can still get it at minus 130, I think I'm taking that. So Kayla McBride, under 2.5 3-pointers made. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. A lot of players are not going over this line. Arika Agumbawale at 2.5. She had 0 just a few, a week ago, about a week ago. So she's killed this team in the past, but I'm liking the under. I'm going against what my normal thoughts would be, and following the sharp money, and usually good things happen there. So Kayla McBride, under 2.5 3-pointers made. That's the next play. Move along to the NBA play of the day. I've been looking at the player props for the certain ones. I have an idea of some guys that I might want to go to, but really I think the best play of the day is going to be the under for this game at 227.5. You can get pretty good money on it too. I think minus 105. So not plus money, but you're getting pretty good value on that under. So 227.5, you find it at 228. I think I like the under obviously a little even bit better. But I want to talk you through why I'm liking this and really why I'm going away from a player prop in game 3 here. And it's really comes down to the fact that, again, I've talked about it throughout the playoffs when I did make videos, is the fact that adjustments can be made every 6 minutes, every quarter, every half, of course, but that can change the course of a certain player's game. And really, if they start locking down on Siakam, they start locking down on Tyrese Halliburton, maybe he starts dishing more assists, maybe some other guys get some more spot-up opportunities. Things get adjusted all the time, but the game is still the game, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing for the under potential in this game. So we know the Pacers like to play with pace. We know that some guys have had pretty good games. Siakam's been a little bit subdued here. Halliburton has been amazing in these first few games in terms of scoring. We've really seen Miles Turner do, he's always around 15 or 16 points. No real explosions from any of these guys other than maybe Nembhard stepping up a little bit consistently in these 2 games so far. And really Obi Toppin, I guess that was that big explosion in game 1. But from the other side of the floor, game 1, we had the under hit. Game 2, we saw some guys really, really show up. Caruso had 20 points in game 2. Obviously, Aaron Wiggins was a flamethrower in that first half in game 2, 18 points. And that doesn't mention that Chet Holmgren still scored well. J-Dub still had 19 points. Shea went for 34. So a lot of the over came from the OKC side of things, and a lot of the over came from a lot of the Oklahoma City Thunder bench players. So Aaron Wiggins, like I mentioned, Caruso, huge games from those guys. Can you expect that same type of contribution from those bench guys that aren't typical scorers? Once again here, I don't think so. So maybe you see a bigger scoring game from some of the other bench guys on the Pacers, but at the same time, they're going up against one of the best defenses we've ever seen. So the Thunder are going to be able to lock in, defend. It's going to be a lot harder for a lot of these bench guys to really explode for the Pacers, and I think we're going to get another pretty solid game. I think it's a 5.5 point spread. I'd lead in the Thunder's way in this one, and I think we're going to see a slower pace, maybe a lower scoring game here. So 227.5, that's where I've kind of come to be the play of the day that I want to give out for the NBA. And again, we're getting pretty good value. Again, I got it minus 105, which is pretty solid here. So that's what I'm liking for the under here for this game, 227.5. That's going to be the game pick. Sorry for all you player prop people. If you want to get access to all my player props that I actually do end up putting out there, check out the link in the description for my Discord. Plenty of different ways to get in for free, signing up using my codes to any of those different platforms that I'm partnered with. And that will do it for this one.